Hello, everybody. It's Mark Attwood. Adventures in a cosmic suit. We're going to talk about meditation tonight. What about you guys? Do you need some meditation? Who we got in the house? Hello, Amanda, Mindset Healing. Hello, Amanda. Hi, Anjo. Hello, Inspirational Short Stories, Changing Tales. Hello. How are you? Hello, Rebecca. Good day, Bob. Right. So, meditation. I'm not an expert on meditation, but I know a man who is. Hello.
Hi, Mark. Nice to see you again. Thank you.
Alles klar?
Alles klar, of course.
That's good. Do you want to know the rest of my German?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
What, the clean stuff?
It's after 7 o'clock, so it doesn't need to be too clean.
Well, the only time I ever heard proper German was when my friend Wayne Manning bought a tape, a VHS, and shoved it into the VHS at lunchtime on a school break. And then I saw these naked people doing things to each other in German. That's where I learned German.
I see. That makes
I learned the word schön. Ja, schön.
schön.
Still don't know what it means, but it sounds good. Anyway, that's a low note to start on. It's only up from here. How's life? How you been?
I've been, in a way, good and struggling at the same time. Let's put it this way. This full moon has knocked me out completely. I was so tired. I just had to go and sleep in the middle of the day, which is very unusual. And then I can't sleep at night. Anyway.
Same here.
Yeah.
It's not just me.
No.
Good, because I've been polaxed, banjaxed.
Yes. 3
hours sleeps in the day.
Yes.
And then tossing and turning all night, and then entities coming in and having to fight them off. And this is the first show I've done on the channel in a week.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's exhausting.
Yeah.
Everybody else, how's everybody else feeling? I'm just looking at the chat here. Good morning. See, it's good morning in some places. I forget that sometimes. The Health Junkie says hello, Mark and Tomaz. Sue writes, hello. Tell me where you're from, everybody. Whereabouts are you in the world? Nowhere. Exhausted. Monique is from Exhausted. That's a nice place.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it's next to Alabama. So we're gonna all go to sleep now. We're all tired, so we're gonna do meditation.
I hope you're not gonna sleep. I hope I'm gonna be able to keep you awake.
I can listen to you all night. Meditation is meditation. That's what you need. That's I don't know where that came from. The Record Breakers. Meditation is something that I really struggled with for a long time because I've always been hyper. Hyper. I've been operating on my adrenal gland for a very long time, I think. And then the idea of just sitting down and doing nothing, I found extremely bizarre. And until I met a guy who came to my office about 10 years ago and started talking to me about how he sat on this cushion in the evening when the whole day, and then he started telling me stuff about seeing these symbols and then receiving this information. And I was like, what was the information? He said, I can't tell you. And I was like, yeah, you son of a bitch. And I was like, so I had to try to meditate. And I'm not a big meditator. I do meditate more than I used to. I meditate when I cook. I meditate when I walk. And going on a walk is my favorite type of thing. But sitting down, I've got the pyramid like you have in front of me. I look at it about 30 times a day and it goes, come and meditate. And I go, yeah, I've got something else to do. I'm busy. How'd you get over that?
Okay. I mean, first of all, people have got the idea in their head when they think meditation, they need to sit down, close their eyes, and be squashed into a particular yoga pose and they can't move. Let's just be quite honest. There are so many different ways of meditation. Yes, you have mentioned cooking can be meditation, going for a walk can be meditation. However, it is about, Sometimes we try to run before we can walk. The
Hmm.
journey is much more important, and it's important to slowly ease into a meditation process. So try to go from, let's say, 90 miles an hour to 30 miles an hour is not going to work. You just have to gradually ease yourself into the meditation process. If that means that you may do it while you are active, while you're cooking, while you're walking, then that's fine. However, depending on which kind of meditation you use, you activate particular parts in the brain. So, which means you might be doing an active meditation practice, which might activate aspects of the alpha state of consciousness. However, you will actually have a certain degree of gamma waves, gamma brainwave activities, because you are active, you are performing a particular task that keeps the brain in a very particular state. When we talk about meditation that really is known to have the effect that it reverses your biological age. In fact, the research has shown that if you practice a specific meditation technique for about 4 to 6 weeks, as you know, the telomeres start to lengthen again at the end of your chromosomes, which basically indicate the aging, the actual biological age. So by utilizing a meditation practice that gets you automatically into an alpha state of brain waves, which means you are parallel creating a coherence between the right and left hemisphere of the brain. So not just using one hemisphere of the brain, but creating coherence on both. And this is where the difference lies. And in the Awakening Alchemy meditation course, I will go a little bit deeper into the various meditation practices, and we will explore certain meditation practices. But this is roughly the background to answer your question, Mark.
I don't know if I told you this last time you were on the show, but I when I was in the RAF, excuse me, I had one of those colander things put on my head in this secret underground base, and there were these wires attached, and they measured my brainwaves, and I never forget them saying that I had the strongest alpha waves they'd ever seen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I often joke about the fact that I still don't know what it means, but I have looked it up, and it was quite interesting, because this bridge between the left and right hemisphere for me is like a metaphor for what we're going through at the moment.
Yes.
Because we've got, I actually had a meeting earlier today, and I was using the same analogy by saying, the work that I do is like a mixture between art and science. And then it reminds me of the Hopi prophecy of the eagle and the condor, which is the good side and the bad side coming together and becoming something greater. And that's a very a resonant story throughout history that was repeated recently in the Marvel film, the Legend of Chang Shai, whatever, I can't remember his name, the 10 Rings. And it was like, and the metaphor there was his mother was this really good, incredibly beautiful soul, and his dad was a very damaged and slightly dark soul, or very dark. And then he was the result of the merge of the two of them. And then when he realized, when he absorbed and accepted their characteristics, he became something greater than both of them, which is
yes.
So I've often thought that is the left and right brain is a big metaphor for human potential and where we're going. So meditation is a way of tapping into that.
Exactly. And it is, as we continue practicing meditation, I mean, I don't know if this is still true, because in the past couple of years, all of us who have been on an intense journey, we all have been on a journey for much longer than the last 2 years. But before that, I used to say we generally use about 5 to 10% of our potential, of our mental potential. And as we meditate, as we clear our blocks on a physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and energetic level, we slowly start to utilize more and more from our mental potential. And this is where we're heading towards becoming superhuman beings. And the way I see it, and this has been just sort of percolating through my practice, because I've been tapping into meditation for about 30 years and I've been quite regular. And the reason why I started is because I had stage fright. So each time when I went onto stage about 4 o'clock, I developed massive diarrhea and all of that. So my reason was to start with meditation. Mark, I had no clue what will happen once I started meditation, because what will happen is you align your own personal rhythm more and more with the rhythm and cycles of nature. And this is when we go beyond the conditioning of our conscious mind. Now, let's be very clear. Basically, I believe meditation is no longer in something that, what shall I say, that can be done or that is a luxury. It is an absolute must, especially when we're thinking about detoxification, when we're thinking about clearing our body from all those energetic memories that we carry. And the method that I have developed is called the 5-body alchemy method. It's very simple. As we know, anything and everything in creation is a combination of the 5 elements of space, air, fire, water, and earth. And those 5 elements are held together by the cosmic glue, which we can call light or God or consciousness or whatever it is. And those 5 elements translate to the 5 bodies. Okay? It's the physical body, which is linked to the element of earth, your emotional, which is linked to the element of water, your energetic one, which is linked to fire, your mental, which is linked to air, and then your awareness body. I like to use the word awareness rather than consciousness, because I think consciousness has been overused so much and there's so much attached to it. So let's call it awareness body, which is space.
What about the 6th body?
What do you mean by the 6th body?
The one that I've got hiding in the cellar.
That's okay. When I talk about, that's actually not such a bad comment, because when I talk about those 5 bodies, I basically talk about everything that is still in the more denser realms of our being. Of course, there are much higher levels, but this is where most of our karmic baggage, of our belief systems, of our behavioral patterns sit and rest. So if you think about it, if you just take your arms, I'm just sitting here a bit squashed, and you spread them out, so from fingertips to fingertips, that's roughly the energetic body that ranges. You can call it your auric field, whatever you want to call it, and everything else sits in between. And your awareness body is the next layer that goes beyond it. But then, of course, we have got our higher self, our soul self, and all the different other realms. But because we are living alive in the 3D world, still we are, and bringing in the 5D elements, we need to start working on clearing the elemental bodies. So we need to look at how do we cleanse it, how do we clear it, and meditation is or can be a very important tool to do that.
Okay, so what's the plan tonight? What do you want to do? We're going to do meditation, but you want to do a Q&A as well. So which do we want to do first?
I just wanted to go into the meditation practice. So I will take us through a brief shamanic journey, and then we will go through the Q&A session.
Do I have to take my clothes off or anything?
You don't.
Oh, okay.
Not yet.
I was looking forward to that.
That's the advanced course, Mark. On the 6 weeks of our meditation course, the last session, we may consider that.
Okay, do I need to get? Am I joining in? Do I need to get comfortable?
Yes, I would like you. It would be amazing if you can join in, and I would like us to see with meditation. We have got a preconceived idea of what we should experience in the meditation, and this is another stumbling block. There's no such thing like this is the right experience in a meditation. We need to understand that our body, like literally our physical body and the denser aspects of ourself, by allowing us to tap into an expanded state of awareness where we raise our frequency, we experience exactly that, what is required at that moment in time. And if that means we are getting angry, we feel restless, we find difficult to sit down, then so be it. It's not about initially really to force ourselves through this process. So what I was thinking is, if we layer it, for example, and I will talk more about this in the course, about various awareness practices. So I was planning to teach, for example, pulse analysis in the 6 weeks course of how we can use the pulse as
I've not got one.
You don't have a pulse?
No.
Oh dear. You're going to be in trouble, Mark.
I've been in trouble my whole life. Oh no, I found it.
You found it. So there's a particular...
I'm still alive.
Are you sure?
Praise Allah.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not sure about anything.
Anyway, I wanted us to utilize a particular mudra. Have you heard the term mudra? M-U-D-R-A.
Yes, I've heard it.
Okay. So for those who may not have heard it, the tips of our fingers are very sensitive energetic points. And depending on how we direct those energies back into our body, we can achieve a certain outcome. So because we're looking at meditation for improving health, I would like to teach you the...
That's the Spider-Man mudra.
That's the Spider-Man one.
Yeah, I can never quite get that finger down there.
You're not going to use that tonight. I would like to use the detoxification one.
No, that's Spock. Live long and prosper.
Okay, the detox one is we split the index, we bring the index and middle finger together, the pinky and the ring finger, and then we place the thumb in the middle in both hands. Okay, yeah. And I'd like us to just briefly close our eyes. Just make yourself comfortable, everyone.
Right, everybody, you're joining in.
Just take a few deep breaths in, become aware of your breathing, start to slow down your breath, and connect to your energy body by just feeling any sensation that may percolate in your physical body, in your mind, in your emotional body. Really try to slow down the breath. By slowing down our breathing, we instantly change from fight and flight into rest and digest. So whenever we are stressed, it doesn't matter where we are, even through focusing on our breath, we can allow the body to get into a more relaxed space, so healing and expansion can actually occur. So just keep your eyes closed.
What am I supposed to do with my fingers?
Just place them on your lap in a comfortable position, palms facing up.
Okay.
Be in a receptive space. I am going to just change the microphone quickly because we are going into a brief drumming session. So hang on a second. Okay. That's done. Right. So just hold the mudra if you can. And just for now, focus on your breath. What is happening, what usually happens is there will be some sounds, some noises that might come through. I'd like you to just all feed into the vibration, feed into the sound, and then see where the journey basically takes us. Just keep slowing down your breath. And I like you to imagine you're just going for a walk. Going for a walk in the evening, sunset, somewhere to a familiar place in nature. Just could be a field, a forest, the beach. Slowly become aware of your surrounding. Keep walking. And what you see a fire in the distance. A huge, massive fire. Just walk towards the fire. Keep your mudra. And as you walk, I'd like you to just think, start to pay attention to what would you like to release in this session. What is it that you would like to let go of? It could be anything. Any physical aspects, any aspects on an emotional level, anything that you think you would like to get rid of. Just see what percolates. Don't try to overthink it. Keep walking. You're coming closer and closer to the fireplace. And as you are arriving at the fire, you just notice there's a group of people already there. Every single person that is here on the call tonight, we have just gathered around the fire. Just keep breathing. Just prepare yourself. Focus on the sound. Visualize the big, massive fire burning in front of you. As we gather around the fire, we bring in the energies that are there to help us, to support us in letting go. Could be our ancestors, any energies that are there to support us on our journey. We do not consent to any negative energies to coming in, only those that help us to release, to detox, to let go. I'm gonna go into a deeper meditative state, and I'd like you to you will feel in your own time, in the next couple of minutes, step forward in your mind's eye and pour into the fire whatever you need to let go of. So I will just switch from the talking, going back into a slightly drawn state. And you will know when you are called to step forward. Release it, go back to the circle, connect back with everybody else in the circle. Now slowly come back into your physical body if you haven't done yet, by just focusing your attention on your breath again. Prana, oxygen, life force. Slow down your breathing. Let's breathe in deeply and breathe out. Let's everybody make a big sigh. One more time. If you haven't done yet, just release the mudra. Just maybe stretch yourself a little bit and slowly, whenever you're ready, just open your eyes again. Open your eyes slowly. I'm just gonna change my microphone again.
Oh.
I'm hot now.
Yes, that has been said about you before. Oh. That was very good. That reminded me of yeah.
Okay. It was very intense, and I could really feel the collective contributing to the energy, which is really amazing. And the clearing that happened, where you're able to just sort of step out in the right moment, whatever you felt, and let go of whatever you needed to let go of.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really interesting because I was going into it, then suddenly I was like, oh, it's now, and I just did it then, and it might have been 10 minutes later, I don't remember, but it was just I was like, I was aware of the fact that it was the right time, did that, and it was like we were all there.
Yes.
Well, we were all there. It was you know, it took me back to ayahuasca ceremonies, actually.
Mm-hmm. See, that these memories are just there in the consciousness, and certain events trigger it, and they bring it back again to the surface. So it's about cultivating our consciousness to get into a state of expansion. So my philosophy has been for a long time, by focusing on its expansion, healing will become a natural byproduct. We can get so easily lost in doing a liver flush, a gallbladder cleanse. We do this detox, that detox, intermittent fasting here and there. It's all great, but in order for us to really not just work on the physical, but work on the subtler bodies as well, by focusing on raising our vibration, our body will know naturally what is the right food to be taken at the right time, at the right moment in time. And I don't believe in nutrition as a religion. There is no such thing as ideal nutrition. I believe we have to increase our awareness to figure out what works for you, what works for us at any particular given moment in time. I don't know if that makes any sense, Mark.
It does, yeah.
So I think we have got some time left. So are there any questions, please? So with regards to...
Well, I've just left a link in the chat. If anybody wants to come on the show and ask a few questions, then come on in. This is where everybody goes. Where? What link? How do we get there? There's a link there that says guest welcome here. Just click on the link. If you want to come in, have a chat with Tomaz, please do. Or just ask a question in the chitter chatter area.
Exactly. Usually what happens is people are quite spaced out after this. So
I'm a bit spaced out. Those noises and the drumming, they're ancient. They take me way back. I can do those. I know those really. They stir memories in me.
Mm-hmm. And this is again where we need to start trusting our own knowing and our own knowledge. I mean, we have spoken in our community over the past year is not so much about what will happen tomorrow, what is this going to do, who's going to come and save us. It's basically one of the key things of meditation is to be self-referral, to refer back to yourself, to ourself, and that knowledge is structured in consciousness. So everything that we need to know is there within ourselves. We just have to tap into it, and we have to clear as much as we can at the pace that our physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and energetic self allows it to do, so that we don't rely on anybody else, and that we become really self-sufficient and self-aware and know this is what is required for me to heal or to improve my health and well-being at this particular moment in time. And everything that we do, even nutrition, even the drumming, even laying cards and whatever it is, I've said to you, I think before, these are just crutches. They are crutches to help us on the journey, but we should not rely on those crutches. In a sense, is they have got a use for a particular moment in time, and maybe they wear out, maybe we change the color of the crutches, maybe the height and whatever it is, and we should give ourselves permission to do that rather than thinking in a fixed linear way, thinking in an expansive way on our journey, what is required to help us move forward.
Yeah, I'm going to bring Sue in a second. The health junkie has just said there's a recording of this meditation separate to this. There's links below the video. Thomas has created a meditation course. They're all below the video. Lindsay says she doesn't resonate with it at all. Well, fair enough. But Sue is here. Hello, Sue.
Hi guys, how are you?
Hi, Sue.
I'm good. I'm okay. I wasn't expecting all that, I guess, to be honest. I actually have been, thankfully, meditating an hour a day in the morning for the past, like 26 days or something like that. I took a challenge to do that. This was completely different because before it was just silence listening and just having something else. I mean, you almost answered my question with just talking there, Tomaz. Just, it's not really a destination. You're just, and there's no wrong way. You're just doing it, and just it's kind of even hard to explain the question, I guess, correctly. But just that, I just kind of realized that even this, when you were just talking, is that I had a goal almost, and there's no such thing as that goal, I guess, that I just need to just sit and allow and open up and receive and then just kind of go from there. With that release there, throwing those things into the fire that, and I have my own question answers. Those things that you release, I don't think, do you think you ever get to the bottom of it, or there's always going to be more to purge? There's always something,
That's a very good question. I mean, that really leads us to to the understanding, is there an end to all of this? What is the end? Actually, there is no end, because the end is the beginning and the path is the middle. It's always there. And one of the things one of the big revelations for me in the jungle was the ultimate enlightenment is there is no enlightenment, because we are chasing something that is actually not there, yet it is always there. So that's the paradox, and it will change depending on as your consciousness changes, and we'll keep going, but it will get easier, and we will be able to hold those experiences, those glimpses that we have when we sit in deep meditation, and then all of a sudden we experiencing the unity aspects with the rest of the cosmos. Those experiences will solidify. It's like taking a cloth, so you keep diving the cloth into the color, and then you're taking it out into the sun, which means you're active, you go along with your day-to-day work, you take it back, dip it into the color will fade, but the more you do the process, the stronger the color will remain. I don't know if that answers your question, Sue.
It does. And I guess if I have a follow-up with it, I start to release, and I feel like and then as soon as I do, like even in that fire, I feel like I started to, and then I kind of hold back a little bit of some of the pain that's there still, and so it's just, I guess, everybody has their own way of letting go. You can't tell me how to let go for myself. That has to be me doing it. But, besides just continuing to do the practice, is there something else? I mean, I'm not like, I know I can't be a good student in this without just doing it, but I'm like, is there something that can help me push me a little bit further into that letting go, I guess?
Okay, so this is where the course really comes in. So understand that there are 5 layers of our interaction with our external environment, like the 5 senses, the 5 elements. So it really depends on what resonates with you at a particular moment in time. It could be a self-care practice that will increase your awareness. Let's say Ayurveda typically recommends to do a self-massage in the morning before you have your bath and shower, to connect with yourself. So that could be a missing link which will help to deepen your meditation practice. It could be a breath work. It could be some essential oil that is applied on a particular marma point or energy point, what we would use in Ayurveda, which is basically a junction point between your physical network and your consciousness. So it's really allowing yourself to start listening more and more. And if you sit in the not knowing, the knowing will percolate, but feeling comfortable in the not knowing, rather than trying to push an answer. That's nice, Mark. What is it?
This is a present I had a dinner in Galway the other week, and I got this beautiful present from a lovely person there, and it's especially made for me. And I get called to just rub it, and then and it just does. Thank you for this present. It just called me there. I just needed to do it after, and it's like being in the forest.
Yes. Yeah.
Lovely. Didn't mean to interrupt you.
Any other questions, Sue?
I mean, I feel like I'm taking up the whole show.
That's all right. We're here for you.
That's good. I mean, that really does answer my question. You know, I feel like I have my son's death is something that will never go away. It was, you know, he lived for 367 days, so not very long. So that's something that's incredibly hard to let go of. And then nobody really knows this. So if you know me, which you probably don't, but we just found out 2 weeks ago that I'm pregnant again. And so the hope is so high, but the fear is so high. So, you know, it's just one of those things that I try to let go of. And I don't let go of him. That's not what I'm saying. But just the pain's never going to go away, but being okay with it. And then, you know, try to let go enough to be hopeful for this, you know. Sorry. But yeah. Anyways.
I mean, it's really, the tricky bit is to not to push the fear away, and at the same time not being totally dragged down by the fear. It's about walking a very fine line of balance, acknowledging the fear. And maybe this is where the breath work will come in, because in the course I will teach you an OBC technique, which is basically using pretty much awareness to change your old habits. So when you notice, and you can practice it, please, that the fear kicks in, just say in your mind's eye, I, Sue, observe myself feeling anxious. Okay? That could be for any emotion that comes up. Now, the trick is, do not allow the mind, the wild horse, to go and run crazy off, because the mind will go, oh, I shouldn't have done this. What if this is going to happen? How can I stop that from happening? And the reason of how you break this ping pong game between the mind and the emotions is by just sitting with the emotion, acknowledging it, and then slow down your breath. When you slow down your breath, automatically you will feel there's a sense of ease and release. But the dangerous point that we always have, dangerous sounds very dangerous, but what I'm saying is, the tricky bit is that we allow the mind to go wild. Oh, I shouldn't have done this. And this is all coming back to the past conditioning, the experiences of the past, the way of how we have so far lived life. So we acknowledge the emotion, but we do not give in to the reasoning of the mind of why I shouldn't have. And that might help slowly to ease the pain. And don't be so hard on yourself. It is a painful process.
That's life, isn't it? I mean, for real. In a nutshell.
Pretty
painful
much.
But happy too. Yeah.
Like, you've been blessed as well.
Yeah, 100%.
And congratulations on that. That's amazing.
Thank you. I mean, I just can't thank you guys enough. You guys are such a joy to watch each other and just work together. And of course, Mark, you're hilarious. So I try to put zingers in when I'm talking, but it's not even close.
We're all in this shit together, Stu.
For real, we are.
We might be thousands of miles apart. We all know each other online, but we're all in this crazy life together.
I feel like I saw you at a bonfire once.
See, this was just one way. The meditation that we did now was just one way of how we can connect to it. In the course, it will slowly build up gradually. We will go through understanding breathing better, understanding and learning various mudras. I will talk you through awareness practices around eating habits and eating practices, how to help yourself to become back in alignment with the cycles and rhythms of nature, how to help regulating sleeping patterns. So the drumming was just an experience of taking us right out. And if we feel resistance, that's a wonderful place to go, because if there is resistance, there is the greatest gift. I mean, in the last couple of days, Mark, it's so interesting. I've stumbled across one saying which says, the greatest gift always comes wrapped up as the worst nightmare. And I don't know what else to say.
Well, you know, I was thinking, it's okay that you didn't. Thank you for being here. She didn't mean to go. Her sound stops. And thank you, Sue, for sharing that. That was brave and amazing. And life, you know, this is what it is. And I had this memory the other day of I was seeing a girl when I was about 17, and I hadn't seen her in a while. I think we'd split up, but then my dad died when I was 17 and he was 37. And I had to turn his life support machine off. I've told this story before, but I'm just, for anybody who's not heard this. But I remember 2 days later, I felt the need to go down to her house to tell her, because she knew him. And I went there, and I was still in shock. You know, when you're in shock, you don't act like a, might look normal on the outside, but you don't act like a normal person. And I said, my dad died the other day. I was very matter of fact about it. And her mother was what I used to call a hippie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And she was like, she'd smoke joints around the house, she'd wear flowing gowns. And obviously she'd been psychedelics in the 60s. I didn't even know what they were really at the time. And she just looked at me, and she was the only person who looked at me and just said, "This will be good for you, Mark."
Mm-hmm.
And this is a memory, because I was like, part of me wanted to go, "How dare you? You should be," you know, because everybody else is so, I'm so sorry. But there was a part of me that knew exactly what she meant, and she was the only one who told me the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I've never forgotten her for that, even though I walked out of the house going, "I can't believe she said that." That was like, it was like two voices in my head. That's the left brain, right brain thing going on. Can't believe she said that. Well, yeah, actually, you know, it means. And I had a healing session a few weeks ago, because the trauma of that, my dad's death, has affected every single aspect of my life for the last 35 years. And I had a healing session recently with Gordon Smith, and he was a deep hypnosis where I had to be my dad and be me, and then he explained to me why he died.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think that's one of the reasons why I've been so tired recently, because I'm getting over these things. And I'm only sharing this because the sharing of these things is the thing that helps other people, and that's what I want to do, is help as many people as possible. But it's an amazing. It's just such important work, and I think it's such good timing that you're doing this work online at last.
Yeah, I mean, it has taken me, to be quite honest, it has taken me quite a lot of courage to actually come out. It's like another outing, because it is completely off the scale. And when I said the greatest gift comes wrapped up as the worst nightmare, I just share with you, the learning process never stops. And I have had lifetimes of seeing situations where I have been chased and trapped, and we all have, in a way, you know, it's not just me, but I always try to escape and run away from it. And at this point in my life, I'm facing a police investigation.
Oh yeah.
And that has brought up so much of fear and uncertainty. And really, it was basically because I was standing in my truth, in what I believed in was the right thing for me to do as a health professional. A patient came to me, she asked for help last year, she wanted to travel. It was linked to a PCR test. Basically, what happened is she threw me under the bus. And since then, I have to learn to stick to my truth. But I can see the gift now in it, Mark. I can see this gives me the chance to step out of the matrix.
Yep.
It's like going down another massive rabbit hole, trying to understand the legal situation, trying to understand maritime law, common law, the language, and everything. But have I got it all sorted? Far no, haven't. None of us has. And
No.
if anybody says they have, I would very much question and doubt. And the rawer we are, the more vulnerable we are, the more truthful we are. And anything that helps us to step into our truth is what helps us growing and what helps us to come together as a community rather than us working in isolation. But it's yeah. So
Don't ever be sorry. Nobody ever be sorry, because there's fuck all to be sorry for, ever. Well, unless you murdered somebody, obviously, then you might have a bit of a problem. Or your name's Obama or Hillary Clinton. But, you know, apart from them.
well, are there any questions?
Are there any other questions? I think everybody's just spaced out, man. I forgot people were watching. I was just having a chat with you. Does anybody come on, guys? Somebody come on the show and talk. Look at how brave our last guest was. Let's have another one. The link. I'll put the link in again. Did he? Always enjoy our chats, Thomas.
I was a bit nervous, I must say. I was feeling like, because when I woke up last night, they keep waking me up different times of the night.
They're waking me up.
I just say, just let me sleep. And yeah. And then I'm tossing around for an hour. I'm thinking, bloody hell, I should have gone up, and then at least I would have got it done. Anyway, so they said to me, I felt like I needed to do the drumming. I said, I'm not going to do the drumming, because that's exactly, this is like, no, I'm not. But anyway, whatever.
This is the way it goes. I've had nights like that this week, like you wouldn't believe. There was a thing there the other night. Oh, she had like a weeping angel face, but she was really pissed off, and she was like along my bed like this, and I was like, "Well, you just fuck off. I'm trying to sleep." And I called in Archangel Michael. I called in everybody, and I said, "Just fuck off," right? And then I lied there, and then she was putting something in the back of my head, and I was like, "Oh Jesus." And a friend of mine removed it remotely, and she said, "Yeah, that was just put there last night." But there was also something there that was like put there 40 years ago, and I was like, "It just never stops."
No,
they just never stop fiddling with you, do they?
No.
But it's that's why we chose to be here. All right, nobody's joining us. Nobody wants to join. I put the link in the chat if you want to come along. There's 135 people watching. Must be somebody wants to come in and say hello. Come on, have some balls. Come on the show. Have a chat with Tomaz. Get this man's wisdom for free.
And Mark's wisdom.
I haven't got any wisdom.
Oh, come on.
Any wisdom, maybe.
Your embodied wisdom walker.
I can see Bob Eden's joined, but I can't see his video, so I'm not letting him in without the video. Put your video on, Bob. No, we're gonna have too much dead air time at this rate. So
that's okay. I mean, basically, we're gonna start on Monday. It will be a live course for 6 weeks. It's specifically designed to help with looking at physical aspects, emotional aspects of well-being, dealing with the mind, various techniques that we're going to use. And it's really going to be a collective effort. The more the collective works together, as you know, with your program, Mark, that you have done, the more people join in, the more people actually come on board with it. And as they go through their journey, your collective journey has evolved. And it's a similar process.
Oh, yeah, I mean, this is really, really important. Like, you the more you teach, the more you learn. And everybody watching this is not a course on shamanic drumming. This is a course on meditation. And Thomas just used shamanic drumming as an example of one of the ways of doing meditation. Sorry, I've just got some people popping in and out here. Somebody just came in and came out again. I'm going to let Bob in and say hello. Hello, Bob.
Hey.
How's it going?
Hi.
G'day. G'day, Mark. G'day, Thomas.
Yeah.
For me, that this modality doesn't resonate. And going back to,
You mean the drumming?
No, the whole Indian thing, whether it's American Indian or Indians in India, I had to find my own way to get to that inner peace. And it just goes back to what I say about the Sioux principle: all is sovereign, unique, and equal. And I think the challenge is for everybody just to find what works for yourself, because we are all unique. And for me, what works, what puts me in the zone is cooking, tinkering with old engines, playing with my dog, being in nature. But within the silence of my heart, I have found a place I call my knowing, and my knowing has no words. And it is when I'm in that place that I am totally at peace. And it's a place I can go to whenever I need to. So that's how I meditate. And yeah, and as I said, it's we're all beautifully unique, and finding what works is probably the ultimate challenge. And I'm so grateful to having found that place, because now during my day, I gave up drama and intensity years ago. Just whatever is not nurturing for me, I simply call a beast, and I no longer feed the beast. So my life is as blissful as I want it to be. And sometimes, and more frequently now, I'm just sitting, doing nothing, and I just get this big wave, this big rush, and I'm flooded with tears of joy. Just from the joy of being alive and being present. But my life is amazing, mate. My life is amazing.
Have you got any questions for Thomas? Because it's a Q&A. If you've got anything, like where did you learn your techniques, Thomas?
See, this is where it feeds in, Mark, with Bob's comment. Yes, I've studied traditional Ayurveda. I've gone through doing my diploma, but there came a time when I just chucked out everything out of the window. What I call the 5-body alchemy method is something that has just come in deep meditation. And this is whatever modality you use, it is again a crutch. You throw away the crutch and you start to find your own dance within the cosmic dance that we dance. And if you Google the 5-body alchemy method, doesn't exist. It's just a label that I've put on because I need it in my head to figure out where does it fit in. And the beauty of it is, it all started already 30 years ago. And I had no clue that 30 years later, everything that I was thinking will fit into a methodology. But I trusted the process. And what you're doing, Bob, you're trusting yourself. You're just being authentic to yourself. There is nothing wrong with it. And it is what it is. There's no judgment. Yeah. It doesn't need to be a particular way. As long as we keep open to taking things deeper, more expansive, more whatever. As long as we are open to keep raising our frequency, that's all what we need to do. So thank you, and it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and sometimes we need to put a coat on a coat.
Yeah, thank you, Thomas. Because like you, I do totally trust in my own process. So thank you, and thanks, Mark. I don't have any questions. Thomas and I are just walking down the path, down parallel paths, and all paths lead to home, don't they?
Exactly.
They do. Nice one. Thanks, Bob.
Yeah.
We'll bring Jackie in.
Thanks, Mark.
See you later, mate.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Bob.
Here's Jackie. Hi, Jackie.
Hello, how's it going?
Hi,
where
Jack.
are you?
What's that?
Where are you?
I live in Illinois in the USA.
I thought you were going to say in the kitchen.
Well, I am in the kitchen. Got my broccoli. So I don't know why I joined. You just seemed like you were looking for people to join, but I was in the middle of the meditation and it was awesome, right? I'm feeling drawn to these shamanic journeys right now, and I'm thinking about studying shamanic teachings, but right when I was about to step into the fire, I got a phone call from my husband and it ruined the whole thing. You know, the phone was ringing, so I answered. I talked to him for a second and I came back into the meditation, and it took a second. And then I was able to step in and I was able to release either my fear of success or the blockages that I have within myself for creating income and creating wealth. Mark, I'm actually in the middle of taking your how to monetize what's already in your head.
Good. You enjoyed it?
Yes, I love it. I've taken so many other, like how to build your holistic career workshops, and yours is the most succinct. It's to the point. You're blunt. It's awesome.
Well, even though it's 20 hours long, it's not really that succinct.
But you get to the point. You don't dance around topics to make it seem fancy. You just say what we got to do. But
well, that's good to hear. Thank you, Jackie.
Yeah, thank you. And Thomas, I really appreciate you coming on and sharing your stuff. It's definitely not what I was expecting, but it was well welcomed. Like, it was well received for sure.
Thank you. Thank you, Jackie.
Absolutely.
It's always good to do a show where I didn't even know what he was going to do, and that's what I like about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know you until about a couple of hours ago.
What's that?
I didn't know myself what to do until a couple of hours ago.
And that's perfect. That's how we should all go through life, right? Because you never know.
That's 5D, baby.
All right. Well, thank you guys very much for your time.
Thank you, Jackie. Great to meet you.
You too. Take care.
See ya. Bye. So there you go, dude.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. Good show. Thank you for sharing that. Everybody watching, the links are in the description. You can start anytime. Just click the links in the description. It explains everything. And how do people get a hold of you apart from that, Tomaz? TomazMueller.com, is it?
Yeah, TomazMueller.com or Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. You will find the links, like Mark says, in the description. By the way, you can join the course at any time. It's going to be a live course for 6 weeks. So we're going to go through a journey, but the recordings will be available afterwards if you choose to join. So you don't need to be there all the time during the live sessions. So
well, I'm going to join. I'm joining it. Joining it. I need to do this course.
Thank you, Mark.
But the problem is, you're not here to slap me around the face when I don't bother turning up for something, or I'm too busy doing something else.
See, that's part of the journey. It's not about putting people into the rights and wrongs. So I trust the process, and I trust that your, what shall I put it? Your cosmic choir is going to pull you in the right moment and going to pull you out at the right moment. So that's what we have to trust.
I do. They've done it for 52 years in this incarnation so far, and I'm still fucking here. So not bad.
Same here, Mark. Same here.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thomas, thank you for... I could talk to you all night, but I'm going to have to end. And so take it easy. Have a good time on JC's show tomorrow.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you very much.
Yeah. And lots of love to everybody. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.